Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're tuning in from today. Welcome to the Powerboost. So today's topic is set yourself free. Set yourself free. And it's so essential that we have a good understanding of not just who we are, but where we are and how we are. So the topic suggests that this search for liberation, this search for freedom is ongoing. And what we're going to talk about today is how you can do that. You can set yourself free and stay free. Now, one of the ways we can best describe and define what we practice here, which of course is meditation, is that it's the meditation is the practice, of going beyond the awareness of the body, the practice of going beyond the awareness of the body. And we need to understand how important what we are aware of, what role that plays in how we behave, how we think, how we act. It informs everything. And of course, one's awareness is in the background rather than in the foreground, but it informs how you think about yourself. And so you don't have to remember that you are male or female. You are aware of that. You are also aware of what season it is. You are aware of your nationality and so on. And so that awareness is what you use to take the kind of actions that you would consider appropriate. And so when we say you want to be beyond the awareness of the body, and that using meditation is the method, is the direct way to do that. And so in our time today and every day, you want to have that focus. You want to shift that focus away from seeing yourself as a body, seeing yourself as physical. And one of the best ways to practice that, we usually look in the mirror, and what's reflecting back at us is our body. And what we need to remember every time we look in a mirror is that reflection is a reflection of this costume that you're in. In fact, you are the seer. You're not the seen. And so every time you look in the mirror is a way to remind yourself that you are seeing the reflection of this body that you're in and that you are the seer. And so our meditation today and the practice, we want to have you begin to do as often as possible is going within and appreciating that you are the being in the body. And that actually without you, the eyes are pretty useless. I know if you think of, I'm sure you know people that sometimes sleep with their eyes open. Maybe, maybe you do that sometimes. And of course, what's happening there is that you are not using the eyes, even though they are open. And that's another clear way you can understand this distinction that we're talking about. So when you are not using the eyes, even though they may be open, you are not seeing because you have withdrawn your attention. So you're distinct from the body itself. It is your tool. And when you can appreciate who you are as this timeless being, this eternal being within, then you can begin to have a whole different perspective, a whole different relationship. And when we are saying that you need to set yourself free from that, we literally mean that you have shut yourself off and you are having a perspective that is limited. You are literally incarcerated. In fact, when we think of incarceration, our own country has the largest number of people incarcerated. It's somewhere in the vicinity of 1.5 plus million incarcerated in the United States alone. And what I'm saying is that we can add a whole lot more to that number because we're all incarcerated. And so what we want to do today is to set ourselves free. And so take a moment right now and go within and see your reflection. See your reflection in the mirror of your mind. See that timeless, see that eternal, see that uninhibited. See that and experience that form that is you, that is in command of this body that you're in. And hold that focus, hold that vision of yourself. And with that perspective lies limitless power, because you're not subject to any limitations. You're not subject to the vagaries of the environment that you're in. And in fact, you can then choose how you are going to respond to all that you will encounter today and every day. But to be a choice about that, your awareness of who you are has to change. And these daily meditation practices, whether you're taking them just once a day or twice a day, as we would recommend, are to do that. They are to have you become soul conscious. So you are to be conscious of your body, just like you are aware of all of the other things that you have to be aware of in order to get yourself through your day. But that's different from being body conscious, from thinking of yourself as a body. And so this is a journey of consciousness. And that will set you free. It will set you free permanently. And it will put you at cause all the time. And so these meditative practices, having you go within, having you be introspective in a very, very meaningful way, so that you are able then to have the kind of perspective that is limitless and that you are in control of. Because when you get to know yourself, when you get to understand and appreciate who you are, then you are free. You're free to make the right choices. You're free to have relationships that are independent. You're free to draw the kinds of conclusions based on your own knowledge of who you are. And when you find yourself, your search is over. Because once you find yourself, once you come to that realization that you are this eternal soul, this point of light, then that opens up all of the possibilities for spiritual development that you are not being able to avail yourself of now. Especially, and most important of all, understanding that as a soul, you have this direct link to the Supreme Soul. And this is why we encourage you and promote this type of meditation where you need not close your eyes, because you have the power to look out, to look in, and to look towards the source of all of the power that we do have, that all-powerful soul that is the Supreme Soul, our Father. And so this deepens your relationship not only with your Father, the Supreme Soul, but with all other souls. So you have that freedom of association. You have that freedom to not be defined by anything that is physical, or defined by anything that is limited, or defined by anything negative. And so it opens up the family of souls that you now can see yourself as a part of, this giant whole spiritual community that will give us the strength and the unity and the oneness and the power that is lacking today. And of course, the contentment, the satisfaction, and of course, the ability to share ourselves freely with all our brother souls everywhere and all the time. And so set yourself free today, right now. Hold that vision of yourself as perfect, as needing nothing, wanting nothing, because all that you are, you already have. And it is with that perspective, that knowledge, that understanding, that we can all be free, and that we can all be able to share this wonderful life, this wonderful opportunity to play this part that we've all been assigned, and make our world this better and wonderful place that it ought to be. Om Shanti.